this hula hoop, and when I walked in, I asked him, "What the hell do you do with that? You run with it and with a hoop, run with it and make games with it?" He said it happens to be the happiest, the most, how should I put it? It happens to be in New York City and other places, the hottest toy in that section. They could hardly wait till they came back, till they were able to catch up with the sale of them. You know, the hula hoop.
They could hardly keep them in stock.
Oh no, couldn't keep in stock at all. No, not at all.
So you were visiting someone you first saw the hula hoop in New York?
We were on a trip, Ruth and I. We were on a trip. Wait a minute. We were on a trip. Yeah, it was. There was. We let me see. Well, anyhow, I went in to see my friend in New York City, and he had this hoop with a gentleman sitting there, and he told me how hot they were in other cities, and I said, oh yeah, and he put it. I said, well, I want to go on television with it, to be the first one in my section to go on television, and it turned out to be the hottest toy in Pittsburgh, and so forth. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You had told me. I remember you told me stories of you were doing television advertisements.
Yeah.
Right. You were.
Right.
Was it you that was going on TV?
Right. Right. I was on television. I had a television station. And I was placing time on television there. You know, I was placing time. I can't remember all the facts and so forth. I can't remember. They leave me. But I was placing a lot of time. If I would buy five stations a week, I would get a special rate. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be on television. I used to be on television 6-7 days a week with my stations, hula hoop. Yeah. Oh my! I had stories to tell you. I wish I had a memory. Wish my memory would come back.
Yeah.
I wish it did.
You told me you had a really sharp business partner when you had your toy business. He would do most of the office work and keep the books.
Right.
And you would go out on the road.
Right.
And promote. Do promotion and make contacts.
Make contact.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. He was good. He was the inside man. Yeah. What the hell was his name? I always forget his name. Oh, he was in the toy business when I used to sell him. I used to sell him when he was still in the toy business. No, as a retailer. You know, he was a retailer.
Mm-hmm.
And I hired him away from the job to be my associate, to be able to do that work, handle that all that voice work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of your company?
Pittsburgh Wholesale Distributors, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh Wholesale Distributors.
And it was all toys.
Huh?
All toys.
All toys. Only sold in case lots. No retail.
Uh-huh.
No retail. Nobody could walk in there and buy one toy or two toys. No, we only sold in case lots.
So you were supplying to the big stores.
Only the big stores.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 Right. Right. Oh. Yeah. Another hot item that I spotted was the bubble gum bank. Bubble gum bank. You put a coin in one, and it's, I don't know how much you could put in, a nickel, and you put down the lever, and out come with the bubble gum.
I had one of those.
Huh? Really?
Yes,
Yeah, they were the craze for a while.
I remember that.
Huh? Really?
I do.
They were the craze. There was a woman distributor. She was one of the few women distributors. All were men. And I walked in there, and I saw it on the shelf during the toy show, one toy show, and that's when I bought it. That's when I bought it. And it turned out to be a hot item. So, department stores would get calls for it because they heard about it, and they want to know, and they would call us up and say, "Are you the distributors of the bubble gum bank?" And we say yes, and that's how we opened up a lot of accounts, a lot of toy accounts, department stores and so forth, you know, with that bubble gum bank. Oh, the stories I could tell you about the hula hoops, the stories I could tell you about them, you wouldn't believe. It was on made the New York papers, and oh, the bubble gum bank. No, that's the hula hoop. Oh yeah, I took a lot of hula hoops to New York, to New York. To demonstrate. We had a demonstration of the yo-yo, you know, of the yo-yo. We had a demonstration, and I was going to sell them. I was going to sell them as gifts to anybody who would buy a hula hoop, you know. Oh, you wouldn't believe the background of that toy. That toy. You wouldn't believe the man and how many accounts I opened on because they heard about it, and we distributed. So, but those memories go away so fast for me. They go away so fast. Oh, so fast.
So is it that you were giving away yo-yos as an incentive to buy hula hoops, and then the yo-yo turned into...
I think it was the way around, the other way around.
The other way around.
We were giving hula hoops to buy a yo-yo, what do you call it that you make?
Yo-yos?
Yo-yos, yeah.
And then they both ended up being really big.
What'd you say?
And then they both ended up being their own very popular item, yo-yos and hula hoops.
Well, the people in the parking lot in the parking lot where I had a demonstration, the irony was that they had amusement parks on the premises, and the people that bought the hula hoop, they didn't want to buy the hula hoop because of the size of it. They didn't want to carry it around, you know.
All day at the amusement park.
They didn't want to. Yeah, it was an amusement park.
Oh.
They didn't want to carry it around, you know, because it was, you know, a pretty big size. Oh, there's a lot of stories. A lot of stories connected with it. Hula hoop, you wouldn't believe. We filled up a whole truck in Youngstown, Ohio, a manufacturer that made something similar to the hula hoop, similar, and we called up the park. I remember these details. We called up the Kennywood Park, and we told them we'd like to have a demonstration there, and we had a demonstration there of the hula hoops. Yeah. Oh,
Where is Kennywood Park?
in Kennywood Park. Yeah, in Pittsburgh. That was one of the big parks in the country. It turned out that way, that they were one of the hottest parks in the country.
I think that's
They had the hoops that you'd ride in. You know, you'd ride in them, and
like a Ferris wheel,
they'd go very fast and go
like a roller coaster.
roof, and then they'd shoot around corners, so forth, so on. Yeah.
A roller coaster.
Huh?
Roller coasters?
Well, I don't know whether you describe it as a roller coaster,
Like
but
Tilt-A-Whirl?
they'd get in the seats. They would get in seats, say in Pittsburgh, and it would start up. It would start up real fast. It would start up, and it would gain speed, and then it would start to make those hoops. You know, it was and they would have parents would have to be very careful with their children. They'd have to hold them in. You know, they would be responsible for the children on this hoop. Oh, Richard, here, let me tell you this story. Richard, I got Richard a job on that toy company that was set up for business. This toy company, and he was the one that was going around distributing this combination. Oh, it's not a good explanation. It's not a good explanation, but he distributed them. Richard Lewis did, I think, at that age. He was old enough to be able to do it. Pictures tell a story, pretty much.
Yeah.
The pictures.
So it was another toy company?
Yes, many
that you
toys.
got.
Many toy companies.
You got one of your sons a job working for
Right.
another toy distributor.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He was old enough to be able to go on to sell, and yeah.